Welcome to Lazy History Club, the only club where questionable ideas get cozy narration. Tonight's tale features an enthusiastic monk, a pile of goose feathers, and a spectacular lack of aerodynamics. In the year 1010, a man named Brother Eilmer of Malmesbury decided that walking was for amateurs, and flying was clearly the future. So naturally, he built himself a pair of wings, jumped off a tall tower, and somehow lived to tell the tale. Let's flap into this glorious disaster. Eilmer wasn't your average monk. While other brothers were quietly copying psalms, Eilmer was in the margins doodling pigeons. He was fascinated by birds, wind, and anything that defied gravity. He probably had a favourite goose. Then one day he heard the ancient Greek myth of Daedalus and Icarus, and it clicked. If Icarus could fly with feathers and wax, why can't I? Spoiler alert, because physics. But Eilmer had faith, curiosity, and access to an abbey workshop. And really, what else do you need? Eilmer began studying birds like an absolute maniac. He measured wingspans with twine, watched owls swoop at dusk, and probably got pooped on a lot. One monk reportedly asked him what he was doing. He replied, "Science, and maybe glory." He gathered wooden beams, goose feathers, rawhide lashings, and pitch. It wasn't exactly an FAA-approved glider. It was more like a feathered laundry rack. He even calculated wind currents using prayer. Because in 1010, that's basically all you had. Now we come to the main event. Eilmer climbs to the top of a 70-foot abbey tower. Monks gather below. Some pray, some giggle nervously. A goose heckles. Eilmer straps on his wings. He shouts something inspirational, maybe for science, or I regret nothing, and jumps. For a few glorious seconds it works. Eyewitnesses said he flew more than a furlong. That's about 200 meters. Not bad for a medieval man in robes. But then the wind shifted. He had no tail rudder, no control system, and possibly no idea what he was doing. Eilmer began to wobble, flail, and spiral like a feathery pancake. He crash-landed somewhere beyond the abbey wall. Legs? Broken. Pride? Possibly intact. Dignity? Debatable. A novice monk reportedly whispered, "So, that's a no on the wings then." Eilmer survived, and after months in recovery, he supposedly said, "I forgot the tail," as in the tail fin, the part that steers the whole thing. You know, just a minor oversight when inventing human flight. Eilmer never tried again. Probably because the abbot told him he was grounded, literally. But his flight became famous. A century later, the monk historian Eilmer of Malmesbury wrote it all down. He called Eilmer a man of learning, who flew with wings fastened to his hands and feet. Eilmer became a local legend, Wiltshire's very own sky monk, and possibly the first medieval aeronaut to survive a crash test. He walked or hobbled so the Wright brothers could run, and so ends the tale of Brother Eilmer, a man of faith, feathers and flight, a monk who believed in wings before it was cool. He didn't conquer the skies, but he did earn a place in history, and probably some really weird scars. Thanks for drifting through the breeze with Lazy History Club. Until next time, remember, if you must jump off a tower, at least double-check your tail design.